My name is Ashley Demosthenes, and I serve as the President and CEO of Lowcountry Land Trust. We're an organization founded in the late 1980s, and our mission is to protect land and water across the coastal plain of South Carolina and connect people to nature. So the first part is more transactional, although we base all of our relationships with landowners upon trust and trust building. So once we've gained the trust of a landowner that has either approached us or that we have approached ourselves, we work with them on a tool known as the conservation easement. That is a legal mechanism that permanently protects property. And landowners do this 100% voluntarily. It is not a taking or anything like that. It is something that landowners enter into completely on their own. We help negotiate the terms of those conservation agreements, and ultimately we want the landowner to feel proud of what they've done at the end of the day, protecting it for current and future generations forever. The Land Trust got its start in the 1980s, where we worked on a particular property known as Algae Island in West Ashley, and that is actually a property that we own to this day, but it was threatened with development, and the neighbors were intent on seeing that it not be developed, and that was our first project that really put Lowcountry Land Trust on the map, literally and figuratively. And from there, we began working on land conservation through the use of the conservation easement as a tool. And it was a relatively new tool at the time, and we were seeing land trusts pop up all over the country and working with private landowners on conservation of their land. So over time, now that we're in 2024, we have protected 163,000 acres, the majority of which is through conservation easements. We have about 550 of those, and we also own some land outright, but the majority of that 163,000 acres is through conservation easements that we are responsible for monitoring and enforcing the terms every single year. We feel it's very important for people moving to the region to get up close and personal with the resources that make this place so special. So we hold events on private properties that are hosted by landowners. Every spring we have a spring gathering, and it's a fun event to get out on the land, meet other people who are interested in conservation, to experience what land feels like in the Lowcountry. There are other opportunities such as volunteering, whether it's a cleanup at the Angel Oak Preserve or it's building an oyster reef on a property to increase its resilience. There are other ways to get involved. Businesses serve on a council that we call the Business Leadership Council, and that gives them an opportunity to network with other businesses, but to also interface with the Land Trust on issues that affect the region, quality of life issues. The big why is that land and water contain inherent benefits and conservation values. And just imagine if you were driving down Highway 17 between Charleston and Savannah and you saw apartment buildings or subdivisions rather than forest and farmland and rural landscapes. It would feel a lot different, and it would also impact our landscapes such that our water quality and our traditional land uses would be negatively impacted. Land conservation is a strategy and a tool for making our communities more resilient against pressures that we're experiencing from the climate and from rising sea levels, and from other things that are not in our favor, and that we're learning that as we're experiencing them, week after week, particularly here in the Charleston area. We must protect natural resources, and we must protect our culture and our history, because if we don't, then those stories, those resources, and that connection to the outdoors and to land will be lost.